The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
All right, so you want me to just start?
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, Dan, start. We're
All
starting.
right, we're rolling, dude. We're in this thing.
All right. How's this? All right.
That's the energy I'm
All right. All. I can't remember how I used to do it. All right. All right.
I think it was more like all righty then. That was your thing, I think.
All right.
There it is. Todd Newman.
Oh, Dan. How the fuck did you talk me into this?
Well, it's a special one. It's the 200th episode of Rare Form.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the reason.
It really is pretty insane to think about.
God damn it! Hang on a second.
Okay. And explicit nature.
200 shows in and it still sucks.
Nothing can go right.
No, especially
Can
with
you
you,
hear
buddy.
me okay? This mic is a little far from me.
Yeah, just keep it near your mouth and we're pretty good.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Hi, Dan.
Are you wearing a
Yes.
like
Let
a
me,
purse?
let everybody
A
get
purse? Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing a sling, which is the most emasculating thing that a guy could wear, second only to like a thong.
Or a bib with cum all over it.
Well, I don't know. There's something kind of cool about a bib with cum on it.
All right, we'll put it to a vote.
Yeah, I fucked myself up.
Have you spoken about this yet with anybody or publicly or
No.
a post?
No. I haven't even posted it, actually. I haven't posted a picture of myself when I was in the hospital or any of that.
You've been fucked up for a while now.
I've been fucked up for like 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Before I had the surgery, and then it's been 3 weeks since I had the surgery. So basically, I had a surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like a month and a half.
Since the initial injury.
Yeah.
God damn, time is flying.
So I'll tell you the surgery that I had really quickly, and then I'll tell you the ridiculously lame fucking way that it happened.
People are going to love this story.
So my bicep tendon snapped off where it's supposed to fucking be. And that is attached to like the rotator cuff. It's all like a little ball in there. It's got a bunch of shit hinging on that little ball that gives you movement. So when my biceps tendon snapped, it tore my rotator cuff. So I had to have a surgery where they go in, they sew up the rotator cuff, and they screw the tendon with an actual screw into the bone because they can't put it into the groove that it came out of. And I went to two different surgeons to different surgeons.
It sounds so barbaric just to like screw
Yeah.
it in
Even because both of them said, I went to one guy and he was good. And I actually am friendly with a guy who's a back surgeon. So he's the one who recommended these guys. So I'm like, okay, I trust him. I've known this guy for 30 years. And I went to the first guy and he's like, okay, this is how we do it. And you can't put it back into the groove that it came out of. You have to screw it in, like into the bone. They lift up the pec muscle and put it like underneath there.
Where?
So
like under your armpit?
Yeah, like I have a scar now, like, and you can't see the mic.
There you go.
But
yep.
Like I have a scar right here, and then one little one here, and one little one in the back here. So I had 3 sets of stitches when I came out of this thing. So basically, they screw the bicep tendon back in. They sewed up the torn rotator cuff, and then he's like, yeah, you're gonna be in a sling for like a month and a half. You can't move it around. You can't fuck around with it. And then I got to do 6 months of physical therapy, where the physical therapy is gonna be like, okay. The physical therapy is going to be like, okay, let's raise your hand. Okay, great. Now let's put it down. It's going to be like that. until I can work my way back up to
In which, like,
normal.
that kind of talking to people is supposed to be reassuring and make you feel like you're doing good, but really it's humiliating.
Yeah,
To be like,
100%.
lift your pinky. Good job, Todd.
Yeah, good job. Just fuck you. Good
Is
job.
that good?
Yeah.
Is it good? Okay, so
So the way I did it.
yeah.
So my son had a taekwondo tournament. My son is 6 feet tall. You've seen him recently, right?
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, he's 6 feet tall. He's like 185 pounds. He's a big kid. He's 16, but he was in one of these tournaments, big, like 500 kids in this fucking tournament. I'm the only one who got injured at the tournament.
And they're doing hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah. So I go back there. He's got all the gear on, headgear, mouthpiece in, chest guard, arm things, gloves, the whole thing. And he had just bought a brand new uniform like the night before.
Was that a gi?
So yeah, I don't think they call it a gi in Taekwondo. I think they call it something else, but his uniform.
Okay.
His gi. His Korean gi.
Cool.
And he got it the night before because the old one was too small. He hadn't pulled it out in a while, so it was way too long on him. So he said, when you go to your match, roll your waist, roll it over a couple of times to lift it. Otherwise, you're going to catch your fucking heels in the bottom of your thing. You're going to trip. So I go back there. All the kids that are getting ready in his age group to fight. They're all in the back warming up, throwing kicks, this and that. He's just standing there like mouth half open.
That's how he is. That's how he stands.
He's just standing there, and I look at him and I go, Luca, roll up. I told you, roll up your fucking waist. And he's like, huh? And he's got all the shit on, so he can't really do it with the gloves and everything. So I lean over and I have his gear bag, which is a huge, like, hockey bag size bag.
Mm-hmm.
I have his gear bag on my arm like this. And I lean in and I go, come here. And I lean in and I go to pull up his pants, like and the chest guard is so tight on him that it's kind of blocking me from pulling it up. So I go, and it, like, he heard it and I heard it and other people heard it. And he was like, he looked at me, he goes, oh my God, are you okay? And I went, I'm fine. Have a good match. And
So
I calmly
sound
walked
was
away.
Your bicep snapping?
Yeah. So I calmly walked away. And as soon as I got around the corner, I just like fucking fell to one knee. I was like, oh, it was fucking excruciating. So I walk back up the bleachers. My wife is sitting on the top. And I walk up there and she looks at me. She's like, oh my God, what happened to you? I'm like white as a ghost. I said, let's watch this fucking match and then let's get the fuck out of here. I just fucked myself up.
Did you have any sense of what it was? Like, did you know what happened?
I had no idea.
Okay.
I've never felt anything like that. And I couldn't move my arm and like, it just hurt so fucking bad. So I just like gritted my teeth for the rest of the fucking day. And the tournament was like way the fuck out in deep in Orange County or something. So it was like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
So we drive back and I drive. My wife's like, let me drive. I'm like, no. Like I had to be in control. You know what I mean?
Todd.
I'm like, I got to drive, like get us home. So I drive one arm. We get home and then I called my buddy who's happens to be a back surgeon. Said, hey man, I fucked myself up. This is what it's feeling like. He calls his guy and his guy says, go to the emergency room right now. If it's dislocated, they'll just pop it back in. So I sit in fucking Cedars ER for like 4 hours.
So when this is happening, is the pain on your bicep or in your shoulder?
It's like in my shoulder and tricep and just like above, like where your bicep and your shoulder meet.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So I wait there for 4 hours. They take the fucking X-ray. They're like, nah, you need an MRI. It's not a dislocation. So the guy orders me like quickly an MRI like the next day or two. I go in. He's like, "Oh yeah, look," you know. I'm like, "Fuck." So I was like, "So what do we do?" He's like, "Well, you got to have surgery." He like, you know. So I call his office the next day. I was like, "Yeah, the doctor wants you to schedule to come in for the surgery." And the woman's like, "Okay, we have an opening in late December." And I'm like,
Wait. So when did this injury happen?
it happened like a month and a half ago.
So she thought you were going to sit on this with your bicep disconnected.
Yeah,
for
I just
3
like, no,
months?
okay. I was like, okay, thank you very much. I just hung up the phone and I called my buddy back. I was like, do you have someone else? Like, I got to get in. He's like, okay, I got another great guy, top of the field guy, da 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 da. And he sent me to that guy, and that guy looks at it, and I'm in the office with him. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, he's all confident. Oh yeah, I go right in there, I screw the thing on, I tear it up, no problem. And then I said, well, when do you have an opening? Because I already went to a guy and he can't. He's like, I have a cancellation. This was like on a Wednesday that I went in. He said, I have a cancellation on Friday. So he's like, you got to get a operative exam from your general doctor who's in the same building as this guy. So I went upstairs and I was like, you have to fucking sign all this shit right now. And they were like, yeah, no problem. And they got me in and I had the surgery and like, it's literally been like 2 or 3 days, the past 2 or 3 days where I've been able to get any range of motion going. And I'm just like, I'm ready to kill myself.
I will say this is the most like consistently bummed out I think I've ever seen you, as far as like feeling like dejected and just like,
well, because I'm helpless. Like you don't realize, first of all, it's my strong arm. So if it was just this arm instead, it'd have been a whole different. I've been 50% less depressed because, dude, just brushing your teeth with your weak hand, and I got to shower my hair, like, you know, wash my hair and I can't even. I have to wash my arm like this, like a monkey, because I can't get this one up to fucking get under my underarm. Yeah. So I have to take the soap and make it as long as I can, like holding it and go.
Tickle your armpit.
God damn it. So, you know, and obviously using the bathroom is not as accessible and easy, and just
because also your dick is so heavy, you have to hold it with one hand now, which sucks, dude.
And everybody's like, you know, how's it jerking off? And I'm like, they're like, it's good because it's like a stranger. And I'm like, nah, it's not, because it is like a stranger, but it's a stranger that you're not really that into.
Right.
So it's like not good.
Well, it's more that the stranger's not really into you and not doing it though up to your standards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My right hand knows how I want to be touched.
Absolutely, dude.
It knows the strength and speed we need to go. This one's like a little shaky.
A little Corky Thatcher, just a little bit like, ooh.
Yeah, it's a novice at this game. So
yeah, man.
So yeah, it's been sucking. Now, the other thing that anyone who's listened to the show for an amount of time or dark matter knows, I have a fucked up back. So now that's acting up too, because I'm compensating so much with other stuff, and like, so now that's like on the verge of going out. So I'm literally sitting here right now. Like I don't think that you could see it at home. I can see the pain in my own face, like beneath my eyes, you know?
Honestly, I kind of can. Your eyes look different. There's a little less life than usual. A little bit more like, yeah.
But yeah, man, it's, you know, I've have so much downtime. Like I've been doing some cool shit, like fucking catching up on reading a ton of books and shit like that and whatever, and getting some work done in my office that I can do without moving around. But like the lack of sleep and stuff, because for the first like 10 days, the doctor told me just sleep sitting up for like the whole time you're in the sling. And I went like 10, 11 days. Now I have one of those fucking stupid sleep number beds that goes up.
Of course you do.
I hate it, but my wife likes it. You know, she's the one who wanted to get it. But so I've never used that feature. But so I did that for the first 10 days. And then I'm like, I can't I can't just sleep like this, first of all.
No.
And then I sleep on my stomach with my head to the side, like with my hand like that. That's how I always sleep. And I predominantly sleep on this shoulder facing that way.
Ooh.
So I have to go the opposite way. And I couldn't do that at all for like the first 2 weeks. I had to pretty much lay straight like this with no pillow under here, because even just raised a little bit, it'd start to kill. So be flat. And then I stir in my sleep. Like I'm the worst person to sleep next to if you're really trying to sleep, because I toss and turn all night. I always have since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I'll fall asleep, and within 10 minutes, and I'm wide awake again because I've rolled on it and it fucking jolts me awake. So I haven't really slept in fucking 6 weeks or whatever it is.
God damn.
So dude. That is, yeah. So the fact that I agreed, only because it's the 200th episode, the fact that I agreed to put myself out there right now, because I'm dying.
When I was home, I think a couple of weeks ago, when we had that weird break on the tour, and you had said like, yeah, maybe we'll come in and do an episode or two. We're gonna maybe do this episode a couple of weeks ago, and I reached out. I'm like, how you feeling? And you're like, dude, I'm not going anywhere. There's no way. And I was like, of course.
Yeah, it's like I forget too, because I'm like so impatient, and I want to just be like, okay, it's getting better. Like I can go out and do shit now. And the doctor keeps telling me, he's like, dude, you had like a pretty major surgery. Like just fucking relax. And like I just can't. I just hate it.
It's a truly serious injury.
And then I went out a couple of times, like to the street over here that we always go to.
Yep.
Get a coffee or whatever. I started doing that like in the last week. And that sucks. One, because it's a pain in the ass to drive. I got to put the car in gear with my left hand, and I could drive fine with my left hand. That's fine.
That's weird. I'm thinking about
yeah,
that's
like
weird.
You got to reach over and just the bump in my car. You've been in my car before.
Rough
it's
ride.
not so I'm like just bouncing around. I'm like, shit. But walking around, and you know how I am and how volatile just a walk around the neighborhood can be for me. I can't get mad at shit and people, because like what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And not that I'm saying that I should walk around like a fucking jerk off looking for a fight every 2 seconds, but like I like knowing that I can handle myself in any situation, and I can't right now. And like all anyone has to do is go, and
And I think you're someone. I mean, I think a lot of guys enjoy the idea of looking intimidating, and like a guy with a sling.
That's why the sling. I said it's the most emasculating thing, is because like how can you look fit?
It's basically a sign. It's a sign saying, "Come take my wallet. Take whatever you want."
That's why I had
my
two
wife,
children.
I
had 2 children. Never once. I'm proud to say, never once did I use a baby sling or any kind of contraption that holds the baby. I held my children in my arms.
There you go. No,
never ever used it once.
So right now it's mid-November, right? Or early November, whatever it is.
Yeah.
When do you think
approaching mid-November?
Okay. When are you in the clear?
Oh shit! I mean,
Christmas.
I'm in the clear Christmas to start physical therapy.
Okay, but sling will be off.
Yeah, the sling will be off by Christmas. It'll be off the next couple of weeks. Another 2-3 weeks, I could take it off. And I take it off at times. Like I got to move my. That's the other thing, is my elbow and my forearm started getting crampy and stuff from keeping it like this. So I had, they tell you take it off and move around, but I could not even. Okay, see.
Yeah.
See this, right?
Yeah.
Say that's this arm, right? I could not even do that with this arm until like 4 or 5 days ago.
Oh, you can now, though.
I can now, yeah.
Okay, good.
So like if I take it off.
It hurts to watch you try to do this. Oh.
Yeah, it hurts.
Don't do it. You fucking idiot. Take your time and get it back on, you moron.
All right. And then like this part of my neck hurts from this thing pulling on it. It just sucks everywhere.
It's funny, like historically, the idea of you being in pain would like make me chuckle, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, it's funny. It's kind of funny.
Right.
I don't like this one bit. I don't like this.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Well, thank you for agreeing to do this. It's crazy. It's been 200 shows. It's good. I'm in Vancouver right now. I got a day off in Vancouver.
You look like you're in a cubicle that someone works in, like has a computer. There's a computer in front of you.
In my hotel room, there's this dumb little like cutout in the wall where I think you're supposed to put your luggage. But I thought it'd be a good spot for this.
A cutout in the wall? You're sure you're not supposed to put your dick in there?
Oh shit! Am I in a glory hole?
You're in a huge glory hole right now.
Wow, they got
There's
big
going to
dicks
be
in
a
Canada.
ton of dicks coming at you any minute.
Oh man, it's fucking that's. Now I'm nervous. I wanted to. Someone sent me. I told someone we were doing the 200th episode, and they sent me a clip from the first episode that I want to play for you.
Okay.
Which I think was I had to look back. January 10th, 2019. It's you telling one of your stories.
I've had many of an ashtray thrown at me by my father.
Yeah.
Actually, because he would.
You guys both come from very loving families.
Yeah, my father would throw the
This is you, me, and Lisa on the first episode.
closest thing that was to him. One time we had this little fucking frying pan
Ashtray.
and it was made out of frying pan material. So it was,
we call it iron.
yeah, it was cast iron. It was small, but it was weighted. And he threw it at me and fucking nailed me in the back. Like it left the reason why I have my whole back tattooed is to cover up the emotional scar.
Is
There's
it
some
true?
scars that you just can't cover, though.
Is it true that it hit you in the spine and that's when you stopped growing?
That's how I got my dwarfism. But one time he was so fucking enraged. I could see it, that fucking gritting of the teeth. And I know something's about to be thrown. And he reached down and the only thing available was an uncrumpled paper towel.
Oh, God.
And he went and he picked it up and he threw it and it just went like slowly straight down to the ground.
Like a piece of confetti falling from the ceiling.
And I started laughing. Because at this point, I'm like 15 at this point. I just started laughing and his eyes turned into fire. And I just fucking tore out of the house. I didn't come back for like a week.
If you were smart, you would have flinched. Like, no, Dad.
Please don't. That's my sister and I used to do. No, please don't hit me. Ow, ow, ow.
Whatever, loser. Yeah.
There it is. 4 years ago almost.
That's
pretty
funny.
crazy. That's a good story.
I remember it.
Very, very
Well.
good story.
I think I brought that up in therapy last week.
Oh, I'm sure you did. So we just got done with Halloween. Historically, you and your wife have incredible Halloween costumes, but things are different this year because of your situation. Did you?
Right.
You did dress up though.
Yeah, I posted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you go about getting into a costume in the state that you're in?
Dude. Okay, so I had to have like fucking 3 people help me. And there's a shirt, a vest, and a jacket that goes on that costume.
You were Willy Wonka. I'll put the picture right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I had to have someone like kneel down at my waist level and hold it open like a hole, like the hole, and like fucking truck backing up to get it onto my arm. And then it was just a lot of like, just put it on already, oh, like that. Because I was telling my wife, I was like, I'm not doing it this year. Like I'll just post all the old pictures, like a retrospective.
Greatest hits. Yeah.
Greatest hits of it. She's like, no, everybody's way. And I'm like, no one cares. No one's gonna care if I don't like. What they don't know won't hurt them. Like they're not gonna.
It's not gonna ruin their Halloween.
Yeah. It's like my sister always waits, and I'm like, fuck your fucking sister. I don't give a fuck about her.
Atta boy.
And but I just agreed to do it. And we first put the shirt on, and then we put the vest. The vest was the easiest, obviously, and then the jacket. and the jacket was rough.
It looks
And,
like
like,
it. It's very
the
form fitting.
The whole process was like, it took like a half hour to put the upper body stuff on. And then I was sweating bullets the whole time. We took the picture. They took a few different pictures. My wife's friend, and I was like, okay, get me out of it. Get me out of it. Like, we literally dressed up for the picture, and then I took it right off.
Amazing.
And went back up into the bed. And like, I have this ice machine thing now that like it goes around my whole shoulder, and
Ice machine.
It's like you fill it up. It's like this bucket that you fill with water and some ice in it. It's got this tubing, and the thing goes around your whole shoulder and bicep and chest, and it keeps the coldness even and perfect the entire time you're wearing it. It doesn't evaporate. It doesn't start getting warmer or any of that. Like, it just stays at that temperature.
Okay.
So I put that thing right back on, got right back into bed, and that was it. That was the Halloween.
Jesus Christ, man.
And
go ahead.
I had another costume idea. I have that outfit already.
The Wonka.
Yeah. I've had it for fucking 15 years. I have a different outfit that I was going to wear, but there was no way. But I can't reveal because I'll do it next year.
Oh, man. So it was more involved than that one.
Yeah.
But probably not Heidi Klum level involved.
It wasn't. It wasn't Heidi Klum level. And it wasn't more involved. It was more revealing. And
I see.
I was all stitched up and taped up still then. Like, I still had bandages with blood seeping out of it. Like, so it wouldn't have been a good look.
Is next year's He-Man?
No, but that's a good idea.
I thought so. And Sean could be the Purple Panther or his Green Panther, whatever it is.
Shmoo, wasn't he with He-Man?
Shmoo?
Wasn't there like a little white thing, like a little ghosty, like, was that a different cartoon?
Well, I remember it wasn't white though. It was it looked like a Jawa kind of, wasn't it? I think it was brown.
There was a cartoon called the Shmoo. Look it up. And it was like a little white SCHMOO, maybe Shmoo cartoon. Look it up. He looks like a little piece of cum.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah. He's like the shape and color of cum.
The Shmoo. The Life and Times of the Shmoo by Al Cap. I have never seen this in my life, and this is definitely not He-Man.
I get them confused.
I see how you would. Yeah, it makes complete sense. The Shmoo. No, the what the fuck is He-Man's tiger's name? Tiger name. Battle Cat.
Oh, that's really imaginative.
Well, it's Cringer. That's Cringer. He's a weak little pussy when he's not in battle mode, but then he becomes Battle Cat.
Oh, doesn't he have like the fucking weird face, like the head like this?
Yeah.
No. I'm thinking, isn't there another thing that's on He-Man?
Let's see.
Another hero or whatever that has a weird fucking tiger face.
Let me see.
It's not important.
This is who I thought you were thinking of. That's who I thought you were thinking of. That little
little thing. Yeah. But that's the guy on He-Man. That's why I'm confusing them, because he's like a little goth cum.
He's a little shmooish, I guess. Yeah,
he's a
little darker.
He's a little piece of goth cum.
A little more emotional. Goth cum.
Black and lifeless.
I like this guy a lot. Remember that guy? Can you see him?
I can't because I'm
okay. The glare.
Wait, I think that's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, with the smashed little head, with the metal. Come on, you see it?
Yeah, maybe that is the guy. I can barely see it. It's too blown out.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever. Fuck it. This is boring.
Whatever. What else is going on, Todd?
That's it. I'm just reassessing. My entire life has changed. It seems like. So like I'm just, it really gives you time to sit and think. Like,
it's a fucking drag.
Okay. I just got old man injury. My body is breaking down and weak and can't take life anymore. Time to make some changes.
And that change is suicide is the only real option, really. When you think about it, when you boil it down, what else can you really do?
I mean, I didn't even have to boil it down. I was like, I was like, oh, I should kill myself.
It's time. Fuck it. Let's do it. I want to tell you a story. You probably have a routine when you get to hotels, right? Where you get in, you do certain things in certain orders, whether it's like emptying your bag or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Whenever I get to a hotel, I have like one pocket in my backpack that has my medicine, my iPhone charger, the same stuff I take out every time to put on my night table.
Mm-hmm.
The last day off, I open up that zipper, and my iPhone charger cable is sticking out of a pocket that I didn't know existed in that backpack. I was like, oh, that's weird. It's like this deep, skinny pocket that I had no idea was in there. So I pull it out, and I just like, oh, I wonder if there's anything else in that pocket. And I reached down in there and I pulled out my pair of fucking AirPods that I thought I lost in Florida 5 weeks ago.
Right.
So I bought a brand new pair of AirPods before the tour. I'd never had AirPods, so $350, whatever they are. I got them. I love them. And I never leave anything in a hotel room. I've never forgotten anything, never left a charger or a piece of clothing ever. I take pride in it.
I'm like that too.
Yeah. And because people forget shit all the time. And I'm like, how? Just look around.
Yeah, I'm too
Just
anal.
Open your eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was furious. So I've have like the find my shit, whatever on my phone. And I kept checking in. It looked like they were on the side of the highway in Florida.
Right.
And I called the hotel to see if I left them everything. I was so mad at myself. And then I went and bought a brand new pair of the upgraded AirPods for $350 whatever bucks.
Yeah.
Like a few
I just
days
bought a
later.
pair myself a few months ago.
And I was just so angry that I just don't lose stuff. And come to find out that I had them the whole time.
You don't lose stuff.
No, I don't. So
lost faith in yourself is what happened.
I've never had a feeling before where something happens and I'm equal parts angry and happy. Like I'm angry that I couldn't find them the first time and I had to spend the money, but I'm relieved that I now know I'm still not a fucking idiot when it comes to that stuff.
I've been doing a lot of idiotic things lately.
Like what? What do you got? We got to reset this in 3 minutes, by the way. So
okay.
Yeah.
So I have to go to New York in a couple of days for some event thing that I have to wear black tie. I have to wear my tuxedo.
Are you gonna sling it up?
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
And I have a tuxedo that I've owned for years, a nice fucking custom made, like tailor made for me. And I've gained some weight, so the pants don't really fit, and I don't have time to rent one, and I can't deal with it. So I have this tailor guy that comes to my house.
Of course. Of course.
So he comes in, he's like, yeah, no problem. I can fix that. He's like, there's plenty. I can give you another inch or whatever you need. So he fixes it. And I start texting him with pictures of it because because it's tuxedo pants, it has like that tuxedo material, like that the lapels are made of. It has a belt, like a waistline like that. So you don't wear a belt or anything. And it's not thick like an old cummerbund or whatever, but it's like just how the top of the pants are.
Yep.
So I'm checking it to just, I put them on, and there's a part that this asshole didn't fucking sew together. I'm like, how? I've been with this guy. I know him for years. Like, he's been doing my clothes for years. I'm like, how the fuck do you return something? And look, I'm not trying to boast or be conceited about the tuxedo, but like, this is I had it tailor made for me, like in Italy. It's a Prada tuxedo.
Of course. If you know Todd, he does nice things. And I
do when I do get dressed up. Yeah. And it's like, so I told him, I'm like, dude, if you can't fix it, don't fuck it up either. Like, I'll fucking, I'll get liposuction if I have to fit back into that thing before I get rid of it.
Let's pause for 1 second. We ran out of time, so I'm going to reset it, and then we'll do another one.
Yeah, so I'm telling the guy, like, make sure you don't fuck it up because the obvious reason. So I open it and I try them on, and then I'm looking at it, and there's like a space like that big. And I'm like, dude, how did this guy not fucking see that he forgot to sew like a whole section, a good 1.5 inch section of these pants? Like,
He does this for a living.
He does this for a living, and he's been doing it for me forever. And there's rarely ever been, a mistake. I'm like, what the fuck? So I take pictures at all different angles. I send it to him, and I'm like, dude, I told you I got to go in a couple of days. Like, what the fuck? Like, you got to come back. So I make him come back. He can't come till after work because he's at work, and he's like, okay, I'll be there. It was like 2 p.m. He's like, I'll be there at 7. So for 5 hours, I'm stewing. I'm like, do I got to fucking get rid of this guy and get a new guy? Like, fuck, how do you make a fucking mistake like that? Like, did he just not look at it? Did he not check it? He comes in and he's like looking at it, and he's like, oh, just see this? Like, he goes in the inside of the pants and lifts out a thing. He's like, it's a pocket, dude. It's a pocket that I never knew was there. What made me think of it was when you said with the bag, there's a pocket that you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
It's just like a sneak pocket for like something slim and small, like change or whatever to go into. And I never noticed it before. And he's like, yeah, it's a pocket. And I could see it in behind his eyes, like,
this
you
fucking
moron. And I'm standing there with this, like,
yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm a fucking moron. He's like, yeah, kind of.
So you thought it was just a ripped open, like forgot to close a hole.
He left a seam, like he just went on the machine and sewed it and just stopped and just, I'm not going to do the rest.
I want to go back to the Levi's store and be like, listen, there's 5 holes in these jeans, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, another one inside this hole.
He's like, yeah, dude, it's a pocket, bro.
You're like, yeah, I know. I was just seeing if
checking
you
to see if you knew.
It's humiliating. Are you
I had a bunch of things that I've been telling you for like the past month and a half. Don't let me forget this because I'll tell it on the radio, and I don't have any of them.
You're not making notes?
I just didn't.
Cool. Great. You're not. Yeah, you gotta.
I usually do. I usually do.
Of course. But that's when you're actively on this all the time. You would keep that thing running pretty good. You're out of practice.
But I did tell you a couple times. I'm like, to remind me to talk about A, B, and C on the radio, and you're like, okay, cool. And
I wonder if I made notes of it. Usually, I'll make a note of it. No, but I do have something I want to ask you about.
Okay.
Are you an Office fan? The Office?
I like the original Office better.
Okay.
But I don't dislike it, and I've watched a lot of them, but I'm not like familiar like I am with other shows.
Okay.
Like lines and stuff and scenes, you know what I mean?
Did you see that Rainn Wilson is in the news? The guy who plays Dwight Schrute?
No. Why is he in the news?
Oh.
Here, should I look it up?
No, I'd rather tell you about it myself.
Okay.
Rainn Wilson has changed his name. And boy, I can't wait to see your face when I tell you what he changed it to. So he's a very big like climate activist.
Right. It's already funny.
He's changed his name to Rainfall Heat Wave Extreme Winter Wilson.
Why?
To bring attention to climate change.
I think really it's bringing attention to what a fucking jerk off he is, but
I love him so much. But yeah, Rainfall Heat Wave Extreme Winter Wilson just rolls off the tongue. So
he should change his name to Rain Jerk Off Fucking Moron. Hey, look at me because I obviously are going to make a spectacle of myself because I'm more important than the actual issues I care about.
Stupid, no good, goddamn,
lazy.
freeloading son of a bitch, big mouth, know-it-all asshole jerk.
You forgot stupid.
Ugly,
Ugly.
lazy, and disrespectful. Shut up, bitch.
Go fix me a turkey pot pie.
What about you, Dad? Yeah, so rainfall, heat wave, extreme winter Wilson.
How was I supposed to know? He lies about everything else.
This is what happens in my house when you spill paint in the garage. Do I stutter?
Size of a cigar.
See, I don't think I need to sit with you fucking dildos no more. All right, enough of the Breakfast Club. Pretty cool, huh?
I just, why? You know what I mean? Like, I really think that too. Like, all you're really doing is making controversy about you. You're not really bringing any attention to those things. You're just opening yourself up for ridicule. And it's not in the name of bringing attention to the issues, because people who care about the issues are going to care about the issues no matter what the fuck you do in your life.
Right.
But people who don't care or who aren't activists or who hate you are just going to talk about what a fucking idiot you are.
Like, I truly wonder if doing this would make even one person in the world care more about it. And
not at all.
One person?
Nope. Not even one.
You might be right. Even his
kids will end up hating him for this.
He had suggestions for other artists to change their names too. I'm trying to find that. That was pretty great. Oh, where is it?
The only reason you should change your name is like, to
avoid prosecution.
My father molested me, for fucking 18 years of my life, and I don't want to call myself that last name. Like, other than that, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really got to find these other names. I should have prepared better. Shit.
Did you hear about that story with John? I forget how to pronounce his actual last name. I call him John Leguizamo.
John.
A lot of people say Leguizamo, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There was some story where he tweeted some irate tweet because I think, and I'm just guessing here, but I think I remember it being like they gave James Franco or somebody some role of a Latino, playing a Latino.
Wait, say it again.
He tweeted out some nasty tweet about, I think it was James Franco or an actor like that. They gave him some role where he was playing a Latino, and John Leguizamo was like, that's fucked up, cultural appropriation, they should hire a Latino and blah, blah, blah. And then
Hasn't
the story.
He's played Italian people, right?
He played Luigi in fucking Mario.
There you go.
He's played all different kinds of people. So whoever ran the story where I heard it did a brilliant job of like showing him in an angry face in the tweet, and then showing every character that this guy has played that he is not racially.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I used to respect that guy. And then it makes me think like people just can't fucking keep their mouths shut. That's the bad thing about like social media and Twitter and this and that is like, even people like, when you get the peek behind the curtain, you get it a lot.
Yeah, we both do. Yeah, of course.
We become friends with people that we idolized at one time, or like, they were on some show we liked, or we're in a band that we loved or whatever. And then you get peek behind the curtain and it's 98% of the time it's blown. Like, it's just,
my numbers aren't that bad, but I know what you mean.
For me, it's a steady 97.5%, 98% that every person that I've met that I admired beforehand has ruined it for me. Even I'm a harsh judge, but it's usually just one little thing, little tweak of something they do or say. And I'm just like, I can't believe it. And that happened for me with that guy. Cause I used to think this guy's a fucking talented guy. Now, one might argue, well, he's still talented. He just said a thing, that maybe he should walk back or whatever.
I would
Because
put him on the John Turturro level of like, this guy's legitimate, a great actor.
Right,
that kind of
right.
thing.
And I just, once I hear something like that, of that idiocy,
Magnitude.
that magnitude of idiocy, I'm just like, I don't think you're talented anymore.
Yeah, you're nothing to me.
You're nothing now.
Now
You're just
nothing.
a horrible waste of a person. And it's because of social media and the ability. I mean, dude, we could talk about it with anything, with politics, with this, that, the ability to throw a thought out into the universe, sight unseen, is just a bad thing for human beings to be engaged in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're not even saying to a friend, you know what I think about this? And then the friend's like, yeah, but dude, think about this, or think about your, being a hypocrite or whatever. Oh, you know what? Maybe you're right. You know what I mean? When there's nothing in between, I've had so many people have just made fucking morons of themselves for me that I'm just like, I've lost faith completely.
I'm with you.
People.
I just wonder, like, how could he possibly put that out there without thinking first, have I ever done it?
Yeah, that's my trip.
roles. Half of my roles.
Yeah, that's my trip is that instantaneous. Yeah. Oh shit. Did he think about it 5 minutes later or right after he pressed send? Like, oh shit, I've done it. Or does he not care? Or does he not think
he puts it out there, and within a fucking moment, people are hitting him with his IMDb movies, but it's too late. I mean,
it's too late.
I mean, I think that deserves one of these, by the way.
This motherfucker.
Dude, have a little bit of understanding of yourself.
Yeah, it just goes back to the whole thing of like, just shut the fuck up. Like, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah.
Keep your head down. Keep your mouth shut. Do what you need to fucking do.
This appropriation thing and like black actors having to pass on roles because they're too light-skinned to play the darker African-American person.
It's fucking, dude, it's infuriating to me.
Like, how dare you sit in a wheelchair as someone who's able-bodied and play someone who's in a wheelchair?
The thing of acting is to embody and reveal the life of someone else, or most of the times it's fictional people. It's not even real people. That's it. And that's a craft. And if someone's better at doing it than not, that's of a different race or whatever, I don't give a fuck. It's about the performance. It's not about what you are when you're at home. I'm not interested in your fucking home life. I'm interested in the performance that you're giving. But I want to say, because I want your opinion on this. Have you seen those videos where that guy walks around downtown LA wearing like a sombrero and a poncho and a big black fake mustache? And he walks around and he asks the young black kid, the young light-skinned, good-looking black kid, and then the girl that has like, the tote bag going to school. And like, he asks a bunch of these young hipster type kids, what do you think about my outfit? And they're like, all like, well, it's cultural appropriation. It's offensive. Or he'll say, are you offended? And they're like, yeah, kinda. It is offensive. Why is it offensive? Well, because you're not Mexican. He does like 10 of them. Then he goes down to like Olivera Street downtown and goes up to the Mexican guy, and he's like, hey, how are you? And they're like, hey, and he's like, do you find my outfit offensive? They're like, no, it's very good, very good. Like, and I'm not trying to make fun. That's their accents. Oh, very good, very good. Every single Mexican person he asks, they love it. They're like, no, I love your hat. Love it. Not one person from that. And then he does it in Asian garb and goes down to like Chinatown, does the same thing. They're like, no, you look very good. All the woke fucking.
It's sickening.
It's disgusting. First of all, when you see like a 19 or 20-year-old kid And they're like, well, I'm offended. You haven't even fucking lived enough life to be offended about
No.
anything yet, you
Yeah.
fucking piece of shit.
You don't know what real offense is.
Yeah. Like you haven't lived through any offense. And who the fuck says that the whole world should revolve around how you think it should be?
The rest of them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, like, since when is that a thing?
You know,
like
Do you know who hates the term Latinx more than anybody?
Latinos.
Yes, they hate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We don't mind being called Latinos. Even the women, like, we're Latinos. It's fine. We don't need a new term that like white teenagers have given us.
Look, there's nothing wrong with the word black or white, or it's just describing a race of people. Like, it's not, there's no negative connotation. It's in the way, it's in the user
Yes.
and the intention.
Context.
So,
Always.
like, I could scream a bunch of words at you, and if I'm fucking pissed and full of venom and hate, you're going to know it.
Yeah.
And I could say a bunch of unsavory words to you in a nice way, kidding around, and you're going to know that I'm not full of hate. And, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just
Read
people.
the room.
This whole fucking, like, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't look like, you can't take that job. You can't take that job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Listen, if for some reason Daniel Day-Lewis was better suited to play Oprah Winfrey than Viola Davis, I'd rather see whoever's better at it. Just give me whoever's better.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's the whole thing.
it probably would be DDL. He would probably get the job. But nowadays you have to hire Oprah Winfrey to play Oprah, or some other disgusting woman. I mean, Oprah's attitude, not her look, her attitude as the Oprah thing.
Disgusting fat attitude.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That fat attitude of hers. No, but yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Like, so hot in here.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's my emotions or the actual airs.
Your wounds are probably infected. It's probably the infection running through your body.
Boil. It's fucking.
So I saw you a couple weeks ago. I came by your house to say hello for a few minutes, and it was amazing. You were shirtless in a sling and like sweatpants, just full on give up mode, and it was great.
Yeah.
But you were showing me your scars.
Mm.
But you also showed me this weird little burn. Can we talk about the burn?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's my favorite.
So I had like 2 days after I felt an irritation. I'm like, my whole fucking thing.
The whole
hurts.
thing's
like
it's hamburger.
the whole thing is fucking it's. But I'm feeling this weird other irritation that's in a different family of hurt and annoying. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, touching it, like, what the fuck is that? And like within a day or two, it starts blistering. And I'm like, that's not a cut or something from this. Because I had like, dude, when I first came out of the surgery, like the first 2-3 days, I had black and blues all up my neck even. Like, this was all black and blue and yellow and green. You know, it goes through all those colors when you have bruising. But there was this one little spot that was different than the rest. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then it blistered. Like, that's a fucking burn.
Yeah.
So after a day or two, it like the blisters pop and it gets all red and it's scaly and stuff. And I'm like putting Neosporin on it and everything. So I go to my follow-up, like, you know, a week after. And I look at the doctor, and this is how I brought it up to me. Because
you did mention it finally.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, dude, let me ask you a question. Were you guys smoking during my operation? And he goes, smoking?
Yeah, cigarettes.
I'm like, cigarettes, cigar, like Tiparillos, anything with a burning ember. And he's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, what kind of
I'm
question is that?
Dude, I have a burn right here. And he's like, he's like, it's probably not actually a burn. It's from the skin stretching. I'm like, I don't know. It's a little, like, I feel like they were smoking and they were just like, probably weed, did the operation. And then they were like, you know what would be funny if we just went like look, he's so out. He doesn't even feel this.
Doesn't wake up this fucking idiot.
So yeah, I have this little round scar now from a fucking burn during my operation. I'm like, what was on fire? in
I'm
my
just-
operation.
Why would there be a
Is there a
flame or any
Bunsen
kind of?
burner or like something that I don't know about in the operating room?
I'm just imagining like your dad and my dad doing surgery with like cigarettes with the smoke
Yeah,
going
like-
in their eye. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Ugh,
With the closed eye.
ugh." Yeah, the
Yeah.
Popeye, the smoke in the
Yeah.
eye. Yeah, and there's
Well,
ashing on your
speaking of
chest.
Popeye, that was one of the things both the doctors told me. They're like, you could get Popeye syndrome if you don't get this fixed.
You're like, I'm in.
I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Popeye, the huge forearms. They're like, no. If you look at Popeye, a drawing of Popeye, he's got the huge forearms. But then he's got these little bumps for biceps. They call it Popeye syndrome because what happens is the tendon rips, then your bicep slips and it curls into like a ball, like a salt on a slug. Like, and it stays that way. Like, unless you get like cosmetic surgery and put an implant in there, it's going to stay like that. So he's like, a lot of people get it from the injury you got. So you're lucky that didn't happen. And he's like, but they also can get it after if you snap it from the screw and then you're fucked.
So,
which I will kill myself if that
Dude.
happens. It's like,
I
I
know-
told him, I'm like, Doc, you got to understand this.
I'm
I was
very
like, I know
vain,
I'm vain.
sir.
I said, I know I'm vain.
Perfect,
And the
yeah.
identity is in the guns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like having fit arms.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wear tight t-shirts. I'm that asshole.
This injury already has
like, there's
you
no
dancing
way-
with darkness.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just telling you now, I'll do my best, but there's no way they're gonna be exactly symmetrical ever again. Like, there's just no way.
dude.
He's like, it might be a case where it's like you would have to tell someone and say, yeah, you see, it's a little different right there. And they're like, oh, yeah, now I see it. Or it could be dramatically different. And there's just nothing you could do about it.
Is this the worst news you've received in your life?
Yeah.
I know we were joking earlier about suicide, but if you get Popeye arm, I actually do support you taking yourself out.
Yeah. I can't
As a
live with
friend,
that.
I
can't
support
live
you
with
and
that.
I'll Kevorkian you. Whatever we got to do to get you out of the misery, I'm down to help you out. My God.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
We had a medical emergency on our bus the other night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not going to say who it was. It wasn't me, but there's 10 people on our bus. And one of them is Jody, who's our wardrobe girl. And she was like, she's a veteran. She was just on the last episode. She's been on a couple times. She's been with Jane's for 7-8 years. But she's a veteran and she was a combat medic. So she knows how to handle like crises in the drop of a hat.
Right.
She decided to fly that night because we had a 20-hour drive from Denver to Spokane. And so we're we're going Denver to Spokane and then to Vancouver. So going over the border. Our bus has tons of edibles and like weed on the bus. I mean, we're rock crew. It happens. And for like the last 5 or 6 days, whenever we get done with the show, you walk on the bus, and the rule is you have to take an edible because we have to use them up before we get to Canada.
Right.
So the other night after the Denver show, we have a long drive. We're getting closer to Canada in 2 days. So 5 of us who were still, 6 of us were awake. 5 of us took a shitload of edibles, like 20, 30 milligrams. And we're high out of our minds. And one of the crew guys comes up to me. He hasn't taken any. He's sober. And he pulls me aside and he goes, he's like, can I talk to you in the bunk area in the hallway? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we walk in and he explains that he has a prostate issue. And he's been trying to like pee a little bit every now and then for the last few minutes, for the last half hour, and nothing's coming out. And he's in very, very clear distress. He's in a lot of pain.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm so fucking stoned.
Okay, cool that you can't pee.
That's it. I don't know what to say.
Okay, cool. Just walk away.
Like, cool, man. That's great. I'm
Hey,
gonna go back.
everybody, limp dick over here. Can't even drop a squirt.
Put Beavis and Butthead back on. We're good. And he's telling me the stuff. I'm like, well, so what do we got to do? He goes, I don't know, but I've had this happen a few times. I I might need to go to a hospital, but I don't want to ruin the tour. I don't want to ruin anybody's day off. Like, and I'm like, dude, I got to be honest. I'm so stoned. I'm trying to follow what you're saying, but it's really hard. Like,
Yeah.
I can't tell how serious this is or like where we're at.
Right.
And so I go back and I sit with everybody, and he comes out and explains to us the situation. And it's just five people equally as stoned as me, and no one is saying anything. One guy is just like, he continues to stare at the TV, which has been paused for 20 minutes now. He refuses to make eye contact with anybody. He didn't want to be a part of the decision making. And we're 3 hours outside of Denver in the mountains. And
Right. Like, where are you going to go?
We're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And one of the other stoned idiots was smart enough to pull up Google, and he found out that we are, 30 minutes from a hospital. And so I was like, we're going to the hospital. Like, we don't want to wait and then be 2 or 3 more hours away from something. And I said to him, like, what can happen if we don't do anything? He goes, well, if I wait too long, my bladder will explode and inside my body. And I guess
And then there'll be piss coming out of his ears, his mouth, his
just
nostrils.
like airplane or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, so it could be life threatening. He goes, yes. I said, okay, well, then what are we even talking about? Let's go to the hospital.
Right.
And again, 5 stone guys trying to make a plan. We'd forgotten that there's 2 people sleeping that took nothing. Like, there's 2 people on there that could help us very much, but we forgot that there was 2 other people on the bus. So we tell the bus driver, I call the production manager, and he's like, yeah, hospital for sure. Bus driver, we tell him what to do, and he's super cool about it. And I decide that when we get there, I'm going to go inside with him and make sure he's taken care of, just so before we leave, because we were told, like, drop him off and then like keep driving, because we're going through a snowstorm and all kinds of shit.
Right.
Get to the hospital. I grab his bags. We're in the middle of Wyoming somewhere. I grab his
bags, and you're like, did you know you have a little hidden pocket right here?
I bet you didn't know this.
That's where his ability to pee, he left it there.
Your prostate fix is right in this little pocket. So we walk inside, and it's like so quiet in there. And there's two ladies at the front desk, I don't know if the nurses are just whatever they are. And he's just like, he's so polite and kind, but he's in such pain. Right. And I guess he needs to get a catheter. And as soon as he gets a catheter, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
And the nice woman who doing the intake, she walked away, and we were left with this horrible woman. We'd been there for 10 minutes, and he was like, excuse me, how much longer is it going to be? And she goes, turned to the side, she goes, we're pretty busy tonight, and just turns back away and just like turns her back on him.
Right.
And his eyes start closing, and I'm holding him, trying to like comfort him. And also I thought he was going to like pass out. And he starts whispering, he goes, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. Holy
shit.
And again, I'm stoned, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to fucking die right here.
Right.
It was like maybe 5 more minutes. The doctor came and got him, and he made it, but it was one of the freakiest moments I've ever had on tour.
And then you realize you made the whole thing up because you were that stoned.
And then I woke up, and everyone was fine. It was so crazy. Like, had we been 2 hours further, I mean, there's a very decent possibility that his bladder would have exploded, and he would have died on the bus.
That is crazy. He's
got kids. He's maybe 10 years older than you, but he's like, kids, and such a sweet guy. But man, it was fucking awful.
Yeah, if that would have happened to me, you guys would have just been like, shut up, and because I'm not a sweet guy.
No, you also probably wouldn't have told us. You wouldn't have told us. You would have gone to your bunk, and you would have died quietly, like a dog in your bunk.
Like a man.
Yeah, like a man. More like a man. Yeah. Boy. Well, I don't think I have any. I don't have much more, Todd. What do you got?
I had a bunch. I told you to fucking write it down. I'm gonna blame it on you.
We'll save it for the next one.
I'll remember those things. But there was a few. There was definitely a few like, oh, I got to go on just to talk about these things because these things happened and I can't remember what they are right now.
God damn it.
I'm just not myself right now.
Understandably.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally like half a man.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
apologize to everybody out there if this was boring for you because I don't have much.
I mean, it's not.
But-
I mean, it was a great show for me. It's not like show episode 200 extravaganza, blow the roof off, but that's not what we do.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not all there.
No. Well, when
But-
I get back in town, I would love to get together and have you come back. And you mean Heidi is always that's always a fun show.
Yeah, when I'm a little more mobile.
Yes, of course. I'll be home in like a week and a half, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. How are
Right,
the kids? How's everybody?
Everybody's good. I got no complaint. The kids are like, I don't like my son doesn't have school tomorrow, so he was like later, and he went out with his friends, drove his car. My daughter's like up in her room doing. I'm in the back house right now.
Yeah.
My office, and then like I don't know what they do anymore.
Yeah, that's they're at that age, aren't they? Where their
Yeah,
lives
like,
are
this is
mysteries.
the first Halloween too. Like I got dressed up, and it was like a big deal because my fucking arm and everything. They didn't get dressed like they just went and did some other stuff. Like went to some party that no one was dressed up as.
Lola
Like,
too. She didn't dress up either.
they did
Wow.
it. They did for school.
Okay.
Like the school lets them, and because they go to school where they wear uniforms.
What is she? 13?
14.
I guess that's a little.
But they're
bit-
not into it. But like my area where I live
Yeah.
goes off. Like
Yeah.
they bust people in from other kids from other towns and stuff to come to where we live because there's a few blocks away from me. There's a bunch of producers that live on the street, so they hire actors that get into makeup, and it's like full on haunted houses. Like
My
it's
neighborhood's
crazy.
the same way. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so we used to it was fun just to walk with the kids and let them trick or treat or whatever. And we walk around and it's like packed like fucking Disneyland Space Mountain ride.
Mardi Gras. It's like Mardi Gras for kids.
It's like Mardi Gras for kids. So we used to have that kind of fun. We didn't even, I couldn't leave the house anyway because he thought of anybody bumping into me. But they didn't even do that. They were like, oh, my son walked over to his friend's house. They're like, oh yeah, we're just having a party and playing guitar and stuff back there.
Has anyone bumped into you yet? Have you bumped into stuff yet?
Yeah, I had to go to an event 5 nights ago. Like I just had to show up and take a picture that I was there.
Yep.
Basically behind the I can't believe I'm blanking on the name of those things. With the company logos all over it.
Yeah. What the
I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. The step through, what is it? The
step and repeat?
Yeah, the step and repeat thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Step and repeat.
Dude, you are fucked up.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
can't
so
remember.
fucking. And that's the other thing too. The doctor was like, "Do you want painkillers?" And I'm like, "I'm sober."
Yeah.
Like, so that like fucking Motrin and Advil, they're not doing anything for me. Anyway,
No.
so I had to go take a picture for that reason or whatever, and show up to show support for this festival thing. And I had to go. So I got dressed and put the thing on and went, and I was there for like a hot 25 minutes, and that was it. In that 25 minutes, like 4 fucking people bumped into me, seeing that I'm wearing the fucking thing. And then my own brother
Adam,
comes
you
up
fuck.
comes up to me and goes like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Dude," and he's like, "Oh my God," he starts freaking out. He's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Dude, what sign wasn't there
Yeah.
not to touch me?"
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's why. So I'm
It's
like
amazing
fucking gun
how-
shy to go out right.
When you're injured or have a fresh tattoo, or a sunburn, people have this unknown instinct to hurt whatever is fucked up on you.
Yeah.
My wife all the time, because I pick like my cuticles a lot and I peel my cuticles off. So I have these painful, bloody nubs of fingers sometimes.
Right.
And I'll tell her all the time, like, careful of this one hurts. And she'll be like, cool. 8 seconds later, she squeezes my hand. I'm like, you fucking retard. What did I just say to you? And it happens all the time. Tattoos are the most amazing one.
My wife a couple of times too. Like we're like,
It's like, what's up, pal?
well, we're laying there and she like goes to like put her arm around me and I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
Have you banged in this situation since you've been wearing this?
I did once.
Okay.
And it was not smart.
Oh.
Because when you're in the fucking throes of it,
Yeah.
you know, she was more nervous than I was. Like, you're going to hurt your arm. You're going to hurt your arm. She, meaning the woman I was having sex with, my wife wasn't there.
No, of course.
So, she's like, you're going to hurt. I'm like, no. I need this more than the pain. Like it's a good trade-off. Like I need my self-esteem right now. So we're going at it. And like, there was a couple of times where I'm like, I'm going to just put my arm right here and lean on it for a second. And I'm like, then when we were done, she's done. She gets up and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I just look at her and I'm like half laughing. And I'm like, oh, we should not have done that.
My favorite part is
I'm like this like naked, completely drained. I just come like, you know, that fucking dumbness that you get dumb.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
you're so vulnerable and stupid.
Like, I'm like, we shouldn't have done that.
Did you fuck with the sling on?
No, I didn't.
Oh, damn. I wish you kept it on. My favorite part is that when she like rolls off of you and you see it in movies or like guys always ask the girl, are you okay? And she asked you if you're okay.
Yeah.
How humiliating.
Yeah.
You okay, buddy?
But I did keep it in sling position as much as I could.
So you just hold it like a gentleman, like a maitre d'.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude!
I was fucking her like I was Napoleon.
Humiliating. Will that be all, madam? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta start putting like a napkin around it.
Perfect. The Madman Newman at it again. Yeah. Thank you for putting your pain aside and coming back for. I wouldn't want anyone else here.
Congratulations on the 200th episode.
Hey, you too. You're part of it too. You're no matter what, you're still part of it.
Well, yeah, the good ones were with me for sure.
The best ones are with you. I'm just placeholding until you come back full time, my man. In the meantime, I'll take you whenever I can get you. I wish Heidi was supposed to be here, but she has a stupid job. Otherwise, she would have been here.
Prostitute.
Yeah, she's a dirty whore.
Yeah.
All right, Newman. Thank you, buddy.
Hours. All right. Thank you, bud.
Feel better soon. And
have a good time out there. And I will see you when you're back.
I will later.
All right.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.